This might be the best job offer I've ever seen anyone get right out of college. This is crazy. You guys are gonna like this one. Got my first real job and it pays a lot. How do I budget this? I, 22, just graduated college and landed a fantastic job in Washington State. I want to budget this correctly so I don't waste the money. I also want to save up to buy an apartment sometime in the next few years. There's a lot of potential for being promoted in 2 years as well. Here are the job stats. $120,000 per year pre-tax. Washington has no income tax, but you'll still have to pay federal tax, just so you know. $30,000 bonus minimum each year, up to $50,000. $120,000 in stocks vested over 3.5 years. And if you don't know what that means, basically that means that this person will get that total amount, so $120,000 over 4 years as an incentive to stay at the company. So after the first year, they'll likely get a fourth of that. After the second year, they'll likely get the next fourth, and so on until they get the whole amount. So they don't get that all right up front. They get it over time, as long as they stay at the company. And I have a retirement match up to 50% of my income, capped at $23,000. All right, we're gonna talk about that, but that's like literally the best retirement plan I've ever seen any company do. So that's insane. But again, we'll talk about it. I also wanted to mention, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And while you're at it, make sure you hit that like button as well. I would greatly appreciate it. And back to the video. Here are my saving and spending stats. $10,000 in a high yield savings account at 5% interest, $7,000 in ETFs and mutual funds, $15,000 in a checking account. Rent is $2,700, including parking and utilities. I know it's high, but I really love my apartment. No car payment, car is paid off. All other spending, including food, is around $1,000 per month. Here's what I have set up. $250 bi-weekly direct deposit into the high yield savings account, maxing out in HSA. I always get so excited to see a fellow HSA investor. That's a great account. 10% of after-tax income into a Roth 401k. That's not enough, but we'll talk about that. And 15% of after-tax income into the employee stock purchase program, which is at a 10% discount, which really just means this person gets a 10% discount on buying their own company's stock, which if this person's selling the stock as soon as they get it, that's great because it's basically like an automatic 10% return. But I don't like single stock investing. So if they're holding on to this stock, I think that's a little risky. So we'll touch on that in a sec. I would really appreciate any extra tips for budgeting or any reviews of a plan I currently have set up. Holy crap. I wish me and this person could chat just so I could figure out where they went to school and what they studied, because this is a crazy offer. But I'm super impressed and this person should be proud of themselves. Wow. I'm assuming that you're working in tech and you're living in Seattle. That's where a lot of these high paying tech jobs are, especially for new college graduates. But anyway, if I'm looking at this right, because you're hitting the $23,000 threshold on your 401k well before you hit 50% of your income, I'm pretty sure your company is essentially matching everything you put into your 401k, because $22,500 is the limit set by the government on what you can put in. And it sounds like your company is matching all of that. So you should be maxing out your 401k every year and taking full advantage of that match. At $180,000 total comp, when you add everything up, there's no excuse or reason why you should not be doing this. This is literally the best retirement plan I've ever seen. If you did this for your whole career, it's literally the golden ticket to a wealthy, fantastic retirement. So max that thing out. That is the best way that you can invest your money. You mentioned you were doing the employee stock purchase program. That makes no sense if you're only contributing 10% to your 401k. Again, no investment is going to beat that automatic 100% return that the employer match gives you straight out of the gates. So max out that 401k. And then if you want to go back to the employer stock purchase program, then be my guest. And on top of that, I also want you maxing out a Roth IRA every year. And again, at your income, that's really nothing. There's no excuse not to do it. So if you do both of those things, which is max out the 401k and max out the Roth IRA, you'll only be contributing 16% of your total comp towards retirement. And that's barely above the minimum of 15% that I recommend. So because you're young, because you don't have a lot of responsibilities yet, and because you're in the prime of compound interest, I'm going to challenge you a little bit and recommend that you invest at least 25% of your total comp every year. So keep contributing to your HSA, or just find a taxable brokerage account that you can keep investing in so that you're investing 25% of your income. Regarding your rent, I do agree. Your rent seems a little bit high, but if you do both those things, your 401k and your Roth IRA, I'll give it to you. You could spend a little more on rent. I'll let you reward yourself and treat yourself, especially since your monthly spending seems very reasonable, especially for your income. So you can keep the apartment, just make sure you're investing enough. Again, that retirement plan really just is the perfect opportunity to set yourself up perfectly financially. Outside of that, just start thinking about any long-term goals you have. You mentioned you want to buy an apartment at some point in the future. So you should have room in your income to save at least 15 to 25 5% for a future down payment on a home. I know buying a home probably seems like it's far off, but it's never too early to start saving for it. And your future self is gonna love you when you find the perfect place to live and you have the down payment saved up and ready to go. But this is fantastic. Keep making good decisions. You're obviously a smart person. Just keep investing and saving properly. Max out those retirement accounts. Do some investing on the side and make sure to have some fun with this money. You deserve it. You've worked hard. Nice work and good luck.